Negus.
Negus. What is the language of origin?
Ethiopian to Amharic.
What is the definition?
A king. It's used as a title of the sovereign of Ethiopia. Negus.
Negus, Negus.
I'm saying, so you know, holla at me. Like I said, don't get it twisted because I don't got the interview voice. I'll run laps around you.
And clearly ain't got no filter. And and the bishop, he working on it, but you know, God ain't finished with me yet either. So welcome to the church.
Welcome to the church. Not everyone needs to believe in your dreams, but you do.
We want to encourage you, if you got a dream or an idea, bet on yourself. This is almost like free consulting. Hit that Cash App because we giving y'all a free game away.
Oh, you gonna learn to laugh today. You getting that medicine with that candy right now.
That's our show, y'all.
Yeah.
It's about love.
If they ain't about truth, you might have to check them. Ninjas gon' nig if you let them. If they boys in blue, then you might have to red them. Ninjas gon' nig if you let them.
Yeah.
There you go. Look at the P.I.M.P. That's the P.I.M.P. That's a throwback. You've followed us for a long time. You know what the P.I.M.P. is. He got that smooth transition. What's going on? Good Saturday. Happy New Year's to everybody. Because I think this is the first episode we did in the year. We got 7 left. That's a divine number right there, man. So I guess we gotta do the next 7 gotta be fire. This episode is called Blame Jay-Z. This is P.I.M.P.I.N.G, the P.I.M.P.I.N.G Negus show, episode 93. I am the good bishop, one of the hosts of this lovely program. And who I got with me, brother?
Bro, you done upgraded to a bishop. You're supposed to be deacon. I'm the AKA
right.
Hustle Hotel. Jesse.
So
Blame Jay-Z.
So
wow.
Bishop has got multiple churches or something like that, right? How does that break down?
It depends on like the denomination and the religion and all of that, brother. I don't even know. I know the true sense of the word is an overseer, the biblical sense.
The biblical sense. Oh wow, I don't look like
a deacon
one of the
servant. Yes.
Hold on. I look like nah. What's good with you? It seems like it ain't posting on my page, man. I'm looking at it now. It's not live on one of my pages, so it's on your page, the P.I.M.P.I.N.G Negus page, and the YouTube page. So I don't know how much engagement we're gonna get because I think a lot of them come from my page. But what's up with you, man? Show must go on, though. Show must go on, brother.
Show must go on. It's about grace and mercy and love, and we sharing tips on fatherhood, manhood, finances, legalities, business, everything we need to share as two scholars and intellectuals, especially you who will run laps around people, whatever we need to
run
share
laps around you.
We influence our people in negotiating their growth. So pimping,
y'all,
you know, if you just joining us in the new year, we got a website, we got the t-shirts, we got the brands, all of that stuff. My good brother will help.
P.I.M.P.I.N.Negus.com. We need to promote that because I've been paying for it. I know that the payment came up for that too. So let's double back on the business end.
Yes.
I've been paying for the website too. But what's going on, man? So let me just go back because I gotta give you credit because you picked the I think I gave you credit before, but we'll give credit again. You picked the shots from the intro. You picked the shots. You put it together, and every time I see it, I done seen it 93 times. Well, not 93 times technically, but
probably
how many times I've seen it. Yeah. He said probably about 100. Nah, because we didn't have that in the beginning, but them shots you can see like the growth and it changes throughout the because you started with short hair, you had the virtual background. I had
the shoe box.
Yeah. You had the virtual background. I done changed offices probably two times already, at least 2 times. Now you got the Jordans you be highlighting and all that type of stuff. Now you can see the growth, and every time I see it, smile and I started laughing because I'm like, yo, and it, like to run the laps around you, the free game, that like it all comes together. You did a good job on that one, man. And it's your song too. Yo, this like your show, bro. This show gonna hijack my show. It took me 93 episodes to realize.
I still defer to you, brother. I still defer to you. What we talking about today in the new year?
Let's go. What's going on in the new year, man? So let's start off. What you got for the new year? You do New Year's resolutions and all that type of stuff? Or what's going on? What's your reflections? Let's just start there. Then we go from there. You know how we do.
Now that you asked me that question, I feel like this can't be our first one in the new year. Maybe one of the
I don't think it. Yeah.
Cause I feel like I explained this before. I don't do.
Yeah, you did. I think you don't do resolution. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yep.
We just kind of write our blessings down, and I got a long list going back to 2016. Man, it's amazing. Just like you can see the growth from the video, it's amazing to just see all the things like me and my family prayed for, all of the things that we've been through. Because marriage is an adventure. Fatherhood is an adventure. Husbandhood is an adventure. Just being a son, uncle, whatever, all of that stuff. All of the different hats we wear come with it a different adventure. And just looking back and seeing that just inspires me to do more. But I got to be honest, we like to highlight. They say people only put on social media they highlights. What's the 50 Cent song, man, homie? In 0203, you was the man, homie. What happened to you? I fell off my progress. I know I got this last book waiting on me. I got the Tech Law Summit, which is coming up, I want to say in March, which I kind of handed over to Howard, well, actually North Carolina, to run. I'm just kind of like the fundraiser. I started a new job and dealing with the politics, learning the business has consumed a lot of my time. And when I'm free, I just want to be like one of them brothers to just play Madden. For the beginning of the year, I just kind of been average. My Madden profile is nice. My Madden franchise profile. I've been playing big. When I get off work, man, I just play video games. So I need to take one of them hit refresh trips and get back on it. I did get my health and life insurance exam passed. Okay. And I got to get finger stamped and all of that. That's another thing that I just been procrastinating on, get my background check and fingerprints so I could actually get the license. So, man,
for the test, you took the test.
Yeah, I passed the test.
Yeah.
My progress has been slow. That's my confession that like I've been real average. I ain't been running laps around nobody. Matter of fact, you say I look like I lost weight. I've been sitting playing video games when I get off work, man. What about you, brother? Tell me you got something inspiring for the people.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, what you're doing is not average. Is that you comparing yourself to what your peers are doing, and you got to think like I was talking to somebody yesterday. Matter of fact, one of my clients, and I was like, like less than 5% of less than 5% of lawyers are black. So anything you're doing from here is not average. Anybody you interacting with, most part, the average Joker is not doing. You know what I'm saying? So it's levels to everything.
Let me clarify. I'm comparing myself to myself, not nobody else. I don't know nobody that.
So why did you say that 03? 03, why you said, and then man, what happened to 03? Why you said you was what's the name?
I'm just saying myself now, how I've started this year compared to 02, 03. I was focused, bro. I was every weekend when I got free time, I was chipping away at my goals. And this year started out, we done had a couple weekends, and I just, because of work, I just been wanting to chill, man, on the weekends. So that's what I mean. I don't know no peers like you said that's doing it like we do. I ain't comparing myself to nobody else but myself. Just to be clear.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Just to be clear. Yeah. So for me, like I think we either had the show at the end of the year or the beginning of the year, because I don't really do New Year's resolutions either. Because I try to improve myself a little bit every day. Some successful in it, some days I'm not. I'm human at the end of the day. I never claim to be anything but grace and mercy, grace and mercy. But this year I'm focusing on like really like streamlining the business because you know I figured out how to make money, but like now it's like you know the Dave Chappelle. I just met with somebody yesterday and I was trying to to tease it out how they want to run business, and you know nothing teaches you how to run business except run a business is my philosophy. But like you got to know what you're doing, why are you doing what you're doing, the mission, like what's your purpose, right? And it's like, especially if you're doing it for business, if you're just doing it as a hobby or something, you know, to pass time, and that's something different. But if you're starting a business or running a business, you got to understand why you're doing it. You know, most people say they're doing it to make money, but money is a placeholder for things and other things. So it's like, what are those things that you're chasing then? Right. So the thing is like, and then you gotta dig deeper. Like, do you really want those things, or did the world tell you that you need those things, right? So, like, you know, like the fancy car, the big house. Like, do you really want that? And you know what I'm saying? And then like, and so you know, time is our most valuable asset. How much time are you willing to put into getting those things? Or are you trying to leverage future time? Because if you buying a mortgage, I mean, if you buying a house and you got a mortgage, you just leverage the next 30 years of potentially your life. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to go somewhere to a job that you may not do. You might have to stick with the business, although you starting to hate it because you realize, you know, the business, really wasn't a business person. You was the creative part of it. You know what I'm saying? Now you're dealing with the business and you like, damn, and now I'm stuck because I got this $2,000 mortgage or whatever it is. You know what I mean? So it's like really like streamlining the business, really following my own advice. That's really like the theme for the foreseeable future for me. Like follow them, because I tell everybody, I tell you somehow ish. I might not follow it though.
Shout out to Joel. Shout out to Joel.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh, yeah, shot out there went over my head. It went over my head, but I got it. Yo, Joel should be a billionaire right now. Yo.
Oh, we got
shout out to Joel. We need to break him on. Hey, yo, he should have kept that to himself that he never put that money in there, bro. That's he was going way too hard. Not to
tell Jesse, you know, Jesse's, and this is why they say keep your business to yourself sometimes. What we got next, brother? What we got next?
You said you was training, you was going to develop. We talked before we got on air, develop something for your son. Talk about that.
Oh, yes.
Like a bar mitzvah, yeah.
The rites of passage. I remember it was a quote, and I've used it on here. I think it may be in the intro video. I don't know, but manhood is often assumed, but seldom taught. And I know that kind of applies to me. Although I had mentors that my mom put me together with, you know, you just learn how to be a man from you kind of figure it out and you watch other people. Some cultures don't do that. You don't know when you become a man. Like I don't know about you, but and I think this is a common experience. We feel like once we're old enough to drink, we're a man. That's what the world tells us. 18, or once you're old enough to go off to the army and serve, or to get a gun, then that means you're a man there. And I think some of us actually hit manhood well before 18, just because of circumstances. And you know, you got to define what is a man. Nobody really defines it for you. And so I think some cultures do this. I just speak for the general African-American culture, especially if you came up with a single mom. They can only teach you so much. And so one of my goals, my son just turned 12. When he turns 13, I am working on a rites of passage. And you inspired me when you reached out to me a couple years ago about your son. Like, look, hey man, if you had to write a letter to yourself or something like that, I forget what it was, but that ended up kind of being the intro to my second book, Good Game, of what would I tell myself. And as I was writing it, I started to think about, well, what is it that I need to tell my son about manhood, some of the mistakes I made, things to avoid, what makes you a man, and all of that stuff. And so when he gets ready to turn 13 in our church, it's a couple of kids that he hangs out with that are getting ready to hit that age. And I don't know about you, brother. I can only speak for myself, but 13 was the age when I started feeling myself. I got me a little you know, me and the homies was going in the alley doing stuff that we probably shouldn't have been doing. That's when we had a lot of exposure, and we didn't have the internet. I think about how much these kids got now. They could just do a simple search. All they got to do is hear a word, and their curiosity can take over, and they could do a search and find all kinds of stuff. And so before he turns 13, I've been looking at what would make it impactful, something that he would remember for the rest of his life and appreciate. There's this book, I think we spoke about it on this show, The Power of Moments. It talks about how where is it? It talks about what makes things like a defining moment. A defining moment is a short experience that is both memorable and meaningful. And that book talks about, it has it's a 3-part recipe, or it's 4 elements. There's elevation, insight, pride, and connection. And each one of them, you know, got their own thing. But when you want to make a memorable moment, you want to make sure there's insight that comes out of it. It's something that they could be proud of. They have a connection with someone or something, and they feel elevated. It ain't normal day to day. It's something different. It's like a big deal. And so using all of this psychology and all the books that we've read and reviewed, I'm trying to put together a very impactful program, and I'm trying to be, brother, you inspired me. I'm trying to be a little bit like you, just a little bit, you know, some of the areas, this one area as a father where I'm going to give you the rose. It's like, yeah, you have foresight to think about that for your son. Your son is lucky to have you as a dad. And I want to interview you and ask you some questions, bro. I'm taking notes like legit. You said still. I said, well, we're going to borrow. So tell me what you did, how it came out. Talk to the audience.
So we had to we didn't talk about power moments. So I'm gonna pick that up. So maybe we talk about it on the next episode. But it sounds like it's on the right path with the advice with the moment. So you got to make it like an event, right? So we did it for Eli, but so we rented a suite for him in a hotel. He had a couple of his friends over, his close friends. The adults was myself, his uncles. He got 2 uncles. His cousin, his mom's first cousin that had just came home from doing like however many years. And there was a couple other.
You said you rented a suite. Did his friends stay with him overnight, or was it?
Yeah, so I didn't stay. Yeah, I think they stayed overnight. Yeah, I think they stayed overnight. I'm pretty sure they stayed overnight. Yeah. Okay. So it was like his crew was like 3 or 4 guys, for 3 or 4 people. So it was like maybe 5 boys total, maybe. Okay. And about 6 men total. And you know, like you wrote the letter. Thanks again for doing that. You wrote the letter, so he had the letters prior to that. And we supposed to have got him into made it into like a book, but we did not do that. I don't know if that got done. We didn't do it. It didn't get done before the event, so I don't know if it got done after that because we never reviewed conversation. But it was supposed to be like in the book. Yeah, so it's like a hardcover because you could get them made in like Staples or whatever. Because that's why I said handwrite. Remember I told you handwrite? Yeah.
Shutterfly, I do them too. I like that idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll borrow
that. Borrow that one. So it was supposed to get made into a book, so he'll always have it to. And it was like got the number of people we actually got letters from, because some people said they were going to do it and didn't come through on it. So I thank you again for coming through, because some people didn't come through, right? And they said they were come through. And maybe it was like 15 letters total. And then like we did like so I think the most thing that brought people to eyes, I don't know if you're going to have this type of experience with what you're doing, was that his cousin that was away in prison basically like his whole life. He had just got out like a year or so prior. And he said he had always heard about Eli. So I think his cousin did like 20, 25 years. And he said he had always heard about Eli. He was, people was reporting back to him just saying like, Eli, he's this kid, he does this, that, and the third. And he said, he was like, wow, like this kid must be amazing. And then he said when he finally came home and he met him, he talked to him and sat down, started talking to him. He was like, they weren't lying about who he was. You know what I mean? And he was just like, he was like real impressed. He like got teary-eyed. Everybody started getting teary-eyed. And then like the thing that I told him, my speech, because I didn't write anything, it was coming off the head. I said, certain things that I told you throughout life, because I never had my dad. My dad was I never knew my dad, right? And then he died before I got a chance to know him. I said he died when I was 8. So I said, and I never knew my grandfather. So my maternal grandfather passed when my mother was a child, and then my paternal grandfather, he just wasn't around. I didn't know him. I saw him maybe 4 or 5 times in my life, right? So I was just telling him, like, I always thought like when he was about to be born, I said, I wanted to give him sayings. I came up with sayings, right? That I would just say to him, like, repeatedly, so he understood, like, say, you don't understand what it is now. I never told him that when I was telling him, but I told him why I was telling him certain things. So one of the things was like, commercials are made to take your money, right? They're selling you something. So when you see a commercial, all those entertaining, they're trying to get your money. That's why they're on TV and, is the internet. That's why they're there, is to get you money. Like, so, always remember that the commercials are there to sell you your money. So that's like one of my sayings. And then my other saying is like, so the saying that I've been saying to him recently, because he understands now. So I didn't say this there, but I say it to him now. It's like, always remain a critical thinker. I don't care who you vote for, what God you believe in. You do the research on your own and then come to your own conclusion about what you feel like is going to work for you. You know what I mean? So it's that it wasn't like a toast or anything like that, but it was like each person said their thing while he was standing, like, I ain't say he was like in the middle, but he was just standing where everybody was talking to him while he was standing up. And then his friends even said stuff to him. So I'm pretty sure like that moment's like pretty sure he's not gonna forget that. I'm pretty sure he's not gonna forget that. So like yes, in that moment,
No, you go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying the moments, I'm probably sure they got better, even more stuff you could do in that book. I'm gonna pick it up today. Actually, they probably got more stuff in there that you can make it more impactful, because we did it off. We just planned it, and it was a great idea, and we just did. We didn't have like a quote unquote blueprint on how to do it. We just came up with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah, man. You just gave me a great idea. I like. One of the things that I saw in my research, and they do it in African villages, and we done seen this on movies and stuff, is there has to be separation and then kind of like a bringing back into the tribe. Yep. So you got to separate from the tribe. They send them out into the wilderness, go kill a deer on your own or something just with these tools. Although, they got overseers that they may not know. And then you get to come back, and after you've accomplished whatever task, you are brought back in society as a new. I like the idea of him kind of spending the night, getting a suite with his friends. I think I may do that. Maybe I'll have them, and I'll pay for maybe 3 or 4 of his close friends who are also about to go through this to kind of. The men, we take them out to like Ruth Chris, a fancy dinner, and we get really dressed up, like in suited and booted, and rent like a space, and I'll have the book. I'm gonna do the book. I like that. I'm gonna have it though. And he reads the book, and his friends talk to him, and then take him to a nice hotel and tell him, look, y'all don't order no room service, but y'all get to hang out here like y'all adults. We gonna leave. We not staying with y'all, but I get a hotel room somewhere way down the hall where they don't know I'm there and can still kind of monitor. And maybe I'll give them a task that they got to do. Build like this Lego something. Learn how to cooperate with other people, because that's what life is about. Come back in the morning. Y'all got the task complete. bring you back in and have the men bring you with the men first, and maybe have a conversation about manhood, some of the men that we respect, and then bring them back home to, like the mamas and everybody else, and you have like a party and a celebration. So I think something that simple kind of will be elevated. They'll accomplish something with like the Legos. Maybe I give them a 1,000-piece puzzle or something like y'all good, but here's the task that y'all got to figure out together. Y'all are responsible, son. You in particular, even if these Jessies don't want to do it, you are responsible for completing this puzzle when I come back. And you learn responsibility, accountability. Hopefully they do it. When young boys get together, they want to just play Nintendo or something. Like, no switches. I'm unplugging the TVs. Y'all got a mission, and y'all could bond in here over the mission. You're gonna learn about people. You're gonna learn which one of your friends ain't responsible, accountable. You're gonna learn which ones you gotta communicate more. But your job is, you are going to be held responsible for accomplishing the task, since this is your mission. And they're going to be distractions just like in life, but you got to get it done. So that's what I'm thinking, man. But I appreciate you sharing that. I am going to put together like an agenda and all of that stuff. I'm really going to try to hit each one of the points that make it like a defining moment. And man, I appreciate the inspiration, brother. I just keep it in the book.
No, that's what we hear. That's what we're supposed to do. We talk about this offline. That's what we're supposed to do. Help each other positively influence our people. And that means us too. So I think it's a good idea that you definitely got that book, because it's probably going to be some crazy insight in it. And I think it's a good idea that you starting this far out planning, because I don't think we planned it. We might have planned it for like 3 months, and we really wasn't. So I think it's gonna be easier because you're in the house with your son, and you talk to your wife. So I'm not with Eli's mother. So I think it'd be easier to have those conversations and to talk about it, what it's gonna be. So I think, and you thinking about it now, dressing up, I definitely think you should do that for sure, because they little kids don't get dressed up like that. You know what I mean? Here, remember that? Like, yo, my dad had me at Root Chris or whatever restaurant you choose. We was all dressed up. If you had a book and you already wrote your book, so I don't know if he ever cracked it open. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he ain't read
that book could be part of
the first one. He can't read that yet. I say he ain't read the first one. He can't read that one yet.
No. The Good Game book. The Good Game. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, he read the second one. Kind of the he ain't read the first one. When he turned 13, I'll let him read that one so he can avoid some of the mistakes that dad made.
Yeah, I think it's we got hammer in, and not to come up with your program, but like emotional intelligence. I think we gotta really hammer that into our boys specifically. Everybody really, but specifically like young black boys, because like our decisions are different, right? When we get jammed up, it's elevated consequences and repercussions when it comes to us. You know what I mean? Just having like that emotional intelligence, that emotional discernment. Like, don't make rash decisions. Try not to make long-term decisions, like having a baby when you're young, you know what I mean? Because those are life-impacting decisions. Stuff like that, man. Like stuff that, I heard, but I didn't have like a program per se, a rite of passage for someone to actually sit it down to me and just lay it out to me. I mean,
yeah, no, that's why I think that book idea is great. I know Shutterfly could do that. I like that a lot. Maybe I'll get a picture from each man with the words of encouragement of what manhood means to them, what they wish they had known about manhood at his age. And, they got their picture up there and then their words, and then back at maybe at the end of the book, because I've kept these, I'm a one-note freak. Kind of Charlieisms. What's some of the principles? And this was in the second book as well. We talked about kind of those little sayings. You could tell a tree by the fruit it bear. It ain't in you, it's on you. All of those little sayings that will help him remember Oh yeah, this is when emotions are high, wisdom is low. Don't let a small time decision or moment cost you a lifetime of pain, stuff like that.
Pain, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Like, because we speaking, wisdom is often passed down through parables and sayings, right? We may not
yeah.
necessarily realize it, but like Proverbs, you know what I'm saying, is wisdom.
Yeah.
Like, you may not necessarily know that that's what the purpose was, and I don't know if that was an intentional on the people, but I'm assuming
Mhm.
it was. Um, and that's how you pass down things, because people was verbal society before it was written. You know what I mean? Verbal world before it was written, way before it was written. So you had to pass the wisdom down somehow, some way.
Yeah. Tips a father should teach his son. I've kept all of them. Here's the Charlieisms. Walk worthy of your calling. To whom much is given, much is required. Fear is false evidence that appears real. People may
Real,
forget
yeah.
what you say or do, but they'll never forget how you make them feel. Don't let perfect get in the way of great. All skin folk ain't kin folk. Make your next move your best move, and everything will go all smooth. Kick up and kiss down. The world will continue to turn. And I got some other ones on here. So yeah, man. Planning this is gonna be. I think this is for me. This is a big deal, and I'm a
Now it is a
treated.
big deal, because you gotta. So, and it is a very big deal. And you gotta understand that. I'm not saying that you don't, but I'm just for everybody. Like, when they say breaking like generational curses, right, is often spoken like or creating generational wealth is always spoken like, economic terms, right? But really the wealth is this, you know what I'm saying? Because the money gonna come and go, right? And
Yeah,
until you get to a point where and then you become a billionaire where money is never an issue, right? And most people never get that. But it's really the generational curse and the generational wealth is up here that you planting the seeds in. And you got to know that you did that as a dad. And I'm sure you wrote the books and all that type of stuff. You got them writing books. And all we can do is just give them the foundation and see how they do. We can't control what they do after we get to them, but they can't say we didn't give it to them.
yeah, yeah. So man, it's for the listeners out there that may be thinking this is something that they may want to do. Man, if you Google, there's some of the articles I got. Compliments a child needs to hear.
I'll put
52,
them in the chat. Yeah.
52 thing. I ain't got the links up. I just copied it in
Oh,
my
right.
50. That's why I say
Oh
they
yeah,
can
you
Google.
got the notes. Yeah, yeah, you like the
52
notes. Yeah.
things every father should teach his son. Tips a father should teach his son. Like the information is out there because again, if you're a black man, unless you had a strong father, think about it. Who told you what a man was? Your mom may have.
Yeah.
But we go the society is telling people what a man is, and we definitely look. They had 21 Savage on Uncle Shay Shay show. They was playing it in the
I saw
barber
that.
shop when me and Trey went, and I'm just like, yeah, this dude is special ed for real. I forget what
Who,
he.
21 Savage?
I
I
forget.
haven't seen it.
Oh, don't waste your time. He kept saying something. Type like situation. I forget whatever the saying type. He was like something like that type ish. And he just kept saying it. It didn't make no sense with what he was saying. And I'm like, why did they give this fool a platform to talk about this? You dry snitching. Maybe the situation is over with. But I'm like, man, if you gangster, you don't talk about this stuff. Like, bruh, even with statute of limitations, because you don't want that karma out there. Some stuff you just keep between you and God. And believe me,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm a lawyer, but I know you will never get
Yeah.
me to snitch on myself on, I got the book out there, but that's just some stuff ain't in the book that you just don't do. Like if it could
Yeah.
put you in jail and change your whole situation, yeah, maybe somebody
It-
watching later will put in the comments. I forget the little stupid saying he was saying. it puts me in the mind of when people be, people in our generation back in the day used to say, you know what I'm saying? Like, dog,
Yeah.
if I knew what you were saying, you wouldn't have to keep saying, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He said it like 50, 11 times. I'm like, oh gosh, you're not talking about nothing. But
You
we
said
just
he special ed for real, yeah?
here. So yeah.
You said he special ed for real, yeah?
Man, he's special ed for real. I really do think he's special. From that interview, I think he's special ed for real, or he was just trying to act tough or something, or
You know
maybe.
why that's so funny to me right now? While I'm laughing, because one time I was when I used to have my Facebook posts on fire, and I used to go back and forth with people, right? I was going back and forth with this dude. I might have told this story on here. I'm telling again if I did. I was going back and forth with this dude, and I went to high school with him. I'm just like, I started thinking like he's a Trump supporter. I started thinking like, yo, this dude was in special ed. Yeah, why am I going back and forth with this dude? Yeah. Like he literally is in special ed. I said, I don't even know if the Joker can really read. Like I'm going back and forth with this dude because people passionate about Trump either way. I'm going back and forth with this. It just hit me like, and me and my boy we had a group chat that went to high school with us. And he's like, yo. So I told him about it. He was like, yo, I thought you was really having fun with him. He's like, yo, I was reading your comments like, yo, why is this joke? It was laughing because I be getting at people and making them laugh. He's like, I thought you really was just playing with him. He's like, I didn't know you was really debating this dude for real. I was like, yeah, I got caught up a little bit. He was like, yo, this joker barely could read. He said he used to tutor him. He said, yo, this joker could barely read. So that's why I'm laughing. Shout out to everybody that was in special ed. But I'm like, yo, he said, yo, this joker, he said he could barely read. And I know for a fact the dude didn't graduate high school. He's like, he was going back and forth. I'm just reading it. I'm like, yo, he's like, Trey, crazy. This joker, he laughing, but he's like, yo, he going back and forth with my man. And he's like, I used to tutor him. He said he could barely read. I said, yo, that's crazy.
Let me put the Grace and Mercy banner up there because we just offensive. You got some people sitting at home that was in special ed. Like I made it though, Shout out to all the people who was in special ed that made it and found their way as well.
Yeah, because everybody that was in special ed had learned ability. Some of them had just behavior issues and all that. Yeah, shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody, special ed. Because the schools kind of did us dirty too, because they used to isolate them jokers, yo. Like they didn't eat with everybody. Their classrooms was way down on the other side of the building.
I know they was loud and
only time we saw them jokers sometimes was in gym class, yo. That's the only time we saw them. Gym, the beginning of the school, gym. If you had gym with other classes, and at the end of school, outside of that, you ain't never see them dudes.
They had their own special track. They had their own PE in my school. Like, yeah.
Oh, they did? Yeah.
But shout out to y'all, man. The point is, look, what the African proverbs say, when a wise man arguing with a fool from a distance, nobody who could tell who's wise man and who are fool. They both look like fools. So use your social media time wisely, because
that's when I used to get caught up in it. I used to get caught up in that joint sometime, yo. Going back and forth. I used to have like that's when I used to have like thousands of comments on my joint. I don't do that no more. I said, that's a waste of time because you ain't no minds being changed. That's another one of my sayings, yo. Ain't no minds being changed either way. So you got faith. You got
that banner. You see what I did there, brother?
I didn't even see that. Ain't no minds being changed, man. You ain't changing no minds out here.
Yeah. What you think about have you been keeping up? I know they've done corrected me 11 times. I hate to mess up her name, but the black African American DA from Atlanta that has the Trump case, the Trump RICO case. Have you been seeing what's been
update me?
So I think her name is Fannie Willis, sister. Her cases was strong against Trump. She had 2 of his people roll over and snitch on him the voter fraud election thing. And probably the strongest case against him besides this white lady case who got him for defamation and he got to pay 83 million.
Yeah.
Turns out that one of the attorneys she hired to help with this Trump case, she was allegedly having an affair with him. And now they trying to throw the case out. He allegedly used, so she paid him $650,000 to help with the case. He used some of that to take her on trips like to Miami. I just shook my head when I seen that in the news, like Miami, bruh, that's like side piece, college. If a man can't take you nowhere but Miami, baby, you ain't doing good in life. Like you need something better than Miami. Like if you don't have to get a stamp on a passport, Miami ain't it. But anyway, that case is in jeopardy now, and that's the strongest case against the president. And me and some of the legal scholars down here.
So let me ask you this: why is that? I mean, if she's married, having an affair, right? That's all public, right? There's no.
I don't
rule
think
against...
she's married. He was married. His wife filed for divorce, found out about them, and shared all of this information with one of Trump's attorneys, and they ran with it. Anything, but I'm like,
wow, yeah.
This the same thing with the sister Mosby in Baltimore that went after the cops. If you got a high profile case, you got to stay on the straight and narrow. They looking at you. Why would you give them anything to impugn your character? It just is beyond me. Like, if you want to stay out if you don't want that smoke and people in your business, then you don't take the high profile case. Just stay away from it.
Let me ask you this. What's the legal, why is it affecting the legal aspect of the case?
One, it could be a conflict of interest, and ethically, if she pays somebody that, and now they're trying to say the dude ain't qualified. Of course, it's a black man. If you pay somebody for a job and they find out, okay, you didn't get multiple proposals, you wasn't a good steward of the government's money, and that's a potential kickback. He taking you on trips and you romantically involved with him. Why you didn't disclose that before you hired him? Like, it's they searching. I'm gonna be honest, they searching, but why did you give him anything to search for? And you got this, you could save America. Because if he go against Trump, he gonna win. We need one of these cases to hit and keep that Jesse out the Oval Office. Because I'm gonna be honest, I ain't motivated to go out and vote for Biden. I'm pissed at the DNC, and I know it's a lot of black people that feel like me, like they ain't really motivated to vote for him. He old as dirt. We should have had somebody else in there. And so, but the other side is motivated to vote for Trump. I think Trump's
I had to get clarity on why, but that makes sense. Like from the ethical standpoint, if you you gave that joker misappropriation of funds and all that type of stuff, and you gave him the money and then he's spending that joint on you. I see it. I can say
it's like that's almost like a kickback. You scratch my back.
It is a kickback,
yeah. And it's like, dang, sis. They got the sister in Baltimore who had the high profile case, Mosby, on some technicality stuff. And of course, we know it's racism. Y'all would never go after like a white dude for doing something like this. They could pick whoever they want. They pick their friends all the time. But, we held to a different standard. And it's like, if you know that and you got this, you in the spotlight, girl, your name, you on CNN and all of this. If you know that, how you messing with this dude on the low and taking trips to Miami? I'm just
it's funny that you said, that's crazy. It's funny that you say about the because when Hillary was running, people was like, yo, she put all her friends in power. I said, yo, you know what? I don't have a problem with that. because I would hope y'all would do the same thing for me. Like if I get in a position, I'm gonna call Charles. You're gonna be one of the first people I call. Like, yo, I got this joint. I know you're busy with your job or whatever, but this joint could be something. Will you in or not? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna look for my. I don't even see anything wrong with that, yo. But obviously, like when you dealing in politics or high profile stuff, people are looking at that. But I feel like that's done every day in corporate America. Like, yo, if we just talked about somebody. We talked about somebody before we got on. You was like, you only hear from a joker when they need the job. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. It is what it is, man. That's crazy. I gotta check that out though, because follow
the story, because it's salacious. But when I heard Miami, I'm just like, don't. Are you serious, sis? Miami?
Maybe so maybe I'm gonna throw her a life jacket. Maybe they did Miami because they thought that would fly under the radar. Because like if you do it to South Africa, people like, yo, what's going on? Like they both got trips to South Africa. You go to Miami, that could be a coincidence, right? Because that's like
it could be a conference.
Yeah. Because that could be like a quick $300 flight, right? Or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? You catch the right flight. Like that's not crazy, but so maybe that's what they would think. But humans are going to human. You know, one of my sayings is humans ain't gonna make it long term anyway. So I'm betting they didn't think that all the way through, yo. They was thinking with their organs, their sex organs, and their emotions, emotional intelligence, bro. You gotta have that emotional intelligence. Like, yo, how is this gonna be? You know, especially like, yo, we in the spotlight. We going after one of the most powerful men in history. We gotta walk. We can't be doing this, yo. At least not in the open like that.
America's democracy depend on it. This man done said when he get in, he want to be a dictator for a day, bruh. And the Supreme Court scared of him, and crooked. He done stacked it with other crooked people. Man, Babylon is falling. I ain't gonna get on that soapbox, but Babylon is falling. That's all I got for today, bro.
Yeah, so we got what 15 minutes. Let's get into the what we talk about. For stocks. What you got? Stocks. So do we not have financial advisors, people? It's not financial advice. What you got? Stocks. You got anything looking at? Look, I know you said you got money on the side, so I don't know if you want to explain your theory or not to the people.
I'm waiting on the market to crash. I got money in the market as well. You know, I'm in the tech stocks. I will say this, and take it with a grain of salt, whatever you want. But I feel like God, all glory goes to God. God keep putting me in the position to be at great places. And this company I'm at now, CrowdStrike, they like number one in cybersecurity. Like the mission is they stop data breaches, period. When all of these big data breaches happen, like the DNC, when they records was getting stolen during the presidency and all of that stuff, they have the people and the technology that come in that sniff it out. They know how to deal with Russia, China, Japan, all of these state actors. They actually got, I wish I had my shirt on. They actually got names for them. They call them adversaries and playing cards. They know their strategies and all of that stuff. So they sell cybersecurity solutions to large enterprises. Ticker CRWD. I work there, but I'm telling you, this ain't inside information. They blowing up. I like the CEO. I've had a chance to do some engagements with him. I only been there 2 months, and the general counsel, the chief business officer is my main client. And I want to say I found my community, but people that may go a little stronger. They pit bulls like us. You know, when you've been underestimated, you fight. You ain't running from no fight. Like they nuck if you buck. They got, from a business perspective, they got a nuck if you buck kind of mentality, and they got a nuck if you buck attorney, and it's just going good together. They going up. They got, I think they just
CrowdStrike.
Right. They just got ranked number one in security solutions. I only share that because as I was telling you before the podcast, because I started this new job, I ain't been watching the stock market and day trading like I normally do. But I got my investments in all of the, you was talking about Meta. Although I ain't that big of a believer in Meta, I think Zuckerberg is muffing some stuff up. He done I forget what was the name of the virtual world that he was trying to create, but it looks
Yeah,
like
that's why the metaverse. That's what it's called.
the
Metaverse, I
metaverse.
think.
But he done it
Yeah.
looks like he's scrapping that. They're gonna have a multi-billion-dollar write-off. They're gonna have to in the next at some coming point. But Microsoft always been firm believer of Microsoft and the diversity. I got some Tesla, Elon crazy. I missed Nvidia. Nvidia blew up one day, and because of that and all of the hype, they make microchips, and because of all of the AI hype, they just went up one day. When I missed that, when I said I'm sitting my money on the side so I could catch the next Nvidia, catch the next wave. So I'm waiting to kind of see what that is. And I'm also waiting for the market to crash. I thought we would have crashed by now, but we just keep going up and up. But everything is cyclical, and people start getting greedy, and when they get greedy, that's when the market fall, and I'm just waiting for it, man. So when there's blood on the streets, when I sniff it, I'm gonna be out here like J.P. Morgan back in the day with the Jews. I'm buying everything. If you know, you know. Go do some research.
Yeah. I was doing I talked about Meta. Nvidia, I think I had it. I might still have it. I don't know if I got out of that or not. But I think it's always good. Yeah. I don't think I have it because I would have seen it shoot up. So I was looking at it though for sure.
It probably went from like $1 1 month to like 600, 650,
yeah, I definitely ain't catch that.
660 in like maybe 5 days. I was like,
maybe it was Nvidia. Was I looking at Nvidia? I'm looking at because I got like a list of stuff that I'll be tracking. I don't track it as often as I used to, because I just be like, yo, put it there. I just look at it like a saving account. You know what I'm saying? Put it there. Don't even think about it for shit like that. But I think Microsoft, man, say what you want about Microsoft. Microsoft figured it out, bro.
Oh, Microsoft. If I had to tell people, Microsoft and CrowdStrike, they're my two right there.
Yeah, they figured it out, man. They went into the what's name model, the subscription model versus you buying it outright. They got Xbox. They pivot to Xbox. Xbox been around for a minute, but that's like a big, obviously, because you work for that big generator of money for them. They even got like exclusive games that's just on Xbox, so they official tissue player around here with that.
All
right, so yeah. Hey, we used to talk about it before we got on air. I said, yo, which one y'all got? The Xbox or the what games y'all got? What systems y'all got? Because thinking about
they're the online piping for most of the businesses. Amazon is my other one. I'm still, because my wife purchased so much stuff off Amazon, I still got a bunch of Amazon stock as well. They need to find another way to innovate, but their general business is good business.
They coming out with Amazon, like it's like an online pharmacy for them.
I could see
it's
that.
Coming out.
They pivoted in the entertainment and media space as well. Amazon Prime be hitting. By the way, I need to talk to sis and get what is it for? What's my show, Bel Air?
Oh, it's just the end on pop culture. I have been trying to finish Better Call Saul. Did you watch the whole entire series of Better Call Saul?
I haven't.
Yeah, were you a Breaking Bad fan?
I did. Y'all turned me on to Breaking Bad. I was mad, mate.
You're a Breaking,
but I watched.
Damn.
Boy, we've been eating
Yeah,
tacos on this podcast. We done answered calls, got up and answered the door. We love y'all. This is authentic. It's life. Life, and brother, you need to get that.
Nah, that was that's the I dropped the clothes off to be washed, and they're calling. So I told you I'm using the headphones. So apparently the headphones are connected to the computer and the phone, which I did not know it can be connected to both at the same time.
Old heads, bro. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, I didn't know.
The kids waiting.
Yeah. All right, so you got to take us out with the prayer, man. DMX.
All right. Heavenly Father, we love you. We just come saying thank you for dealing with us, Jesse's. We thank you for this platform that you've given us to share our thoughts and hopefully share something that will pick your people up. We just pray that you continue to bless us individually and collectively as we go about our ways. Help us to continue to innovate in our life. Help us to get closer to you. And help us to just love ourselves and love one another. In your son Jesus' name, amen.
Yeah, just Jesus, just to do a PS on it. We don't want to make sure we continue to love the people that was the special ed. We're gonna get up out of here.
Peace.